Hello everyone, today I'll tell you why it is perfectly okay to be still single by 30. Like perfectly okay, no problem at all, no problemo. It's fine, right? Now, I know many of you might think that 30 years old is a pretty old age, especially if you are in college, right? You want to get married by 25, and stuff like that. Some of you here listening might be already around 30 years old, or maybe even a little bit older than that, right? And a lot of times you get pressured into getting married or finding someone who's right for you or finding your love of your life. If you're still single by 30, you will really start thinking, oh shit, am I too late? Am I ever gonna find someone? Am I gonna be single forever? Am I gonna die alone and stuff like that? Well, just let me tell you that being single by 30 is actually not a bad thing. In fact, it can be one of the best things that happen to you in your life, right? There are many reasons for that, and that's why today I'm going to tell you why it's perfectly okay to still be single by the time you're 30 years old, right? In fact, it might be even a very good thing that you're still single at this age or at 30 years old, right? Now, a lot of people, especially girls, they're worried that, oh shit, if I'm not married by 30, if I'm still single by 30, there are a lot of fears. It's like, am I losing out in life? Or, for example, especially if you want to have kids, you want to start a family, can I still have kids after I'm 30? But I just want to tell you that actually, with today's technology, you shouldn't have to worry about that. Because nowadays, you can just do IVF, you can freeze your eggs, you can freeze your sperm. Even if you're a woman, you can still perfectly have kids even if you get married when you're 40 or even 50. Okay, 50 is a bit older, but you can use surrogate moms. If you really want kids, you can also adopt, right? So don't really worry about that. My mom gave birth to me naturally, right? Without any technology or whatnot, besides cesarean, right? My mom gave birth to me when she was 40 years old, and my dad was 50 years old. I turned out alright, right? So yeah, don't really worry about kids. Some people, even they marry young, they might not have kids. So this is something that I would say it depends a lot on luck and biology as well. So you never know. I know someone who waited more than 10 years before they conceived, and when they conceived, they were well in their 40s, right? So this could happen. So don't worry so much about that. With today's technology, a lot of things can be solved. But here's why it's perfectly okay to still be single by 30. Besides the worry about having kids and whatnot. If you're a guy, even don't have to worry. Like, I know people who have kids when they are 70 years old even, right? So yeah, don't worry too much about that. And it's perfectly okay if you are single by 30, because 30 is an amazing age where most of us, 30 is the age where we have truly discovered ourselves. It is the age where we really know what we want in life, what we want to do, what our career path is about, what we like, what we don't like, and who you really are. Like, what is your place in society? What do you want to do in life? What kind of things would you do? What are your values, right? 30 years old is this age where you're financially independent, you have been through enough in life to figure out what you really want, what works for you and what doesn't, right? You have met enough people to know like what kind of people you like, what kind of people you do not like, right? So 30 is actually this sweet age where it actually puts you in a position where you really know who you're looking for. It puts you in a very good position to find someone who is truly right for you, right? And I just want to tell you one thing where it is a lot more important to marry the right person than just to get married, just for getting married's sake, right? One reason, I mean, if you're around 30 years old right now, a lot of your friends are probably getting married right now. Every month you're receiving a red bone, you're attending a wedding, right? But let me tell you, if you have friends who are above 30 or friends who are past 40 or whatnot, you start realizing that when you're 30 plus, around 35 years old, a lot of those people who got married when they were late 20s or early 30s are starting to get divorced. Right? You might not realize it immediately. You might think, oh, that's a perfect couple. You attended the wedding. It was like, oh my god, they're so sweet. The love story is so amazing and whatnot. They're so happy together. But when you're 35, you start realizing that a lot of these couples that got married around 30 years old are starting to get divorced. And some of them, they are not getting a divorce, but they're unhappy in their relationship, and they're staying in separate rooms, in separate apartments, right? Why is that so? That's because a lot of these couples who got married when they are 20 plus, they got married because of peer pressure. Because exactly like you, they were scared that they will lose out in life. They were scared they cannot have kids anymore and whatnot. So they settled for someone who is wrong for them, even though they already knew that they didn't really like that person and didn't want to spend the rest of their life with them. But they settled because, firstly, they were afraid that if they were to be single again, they cannot find anyone else because they're scared to go back into the dating pool and meet new people and start the whole dating process over again. It's going to be hard because once you are in a relationship for so long, it's going to be very hard for you to put yourself out there again, to meet new people, to open yourself up to a total stranger again. I know it's hard, but it's more important to find the right partner than settle for someone who is not right for you. So don't feel too sad about yourself. You're still single by 30. You never know. I'll tell you that a huge percentage, like close to 50% of people, are actually with the wrong partners. So by 30 plus years old, they will either be stuck in a very unhappy marriage or they will start to get a divorce. So don't be like them. Don't worry that you're still single by 30. Meeting the right partner that is right for you, have compatible values as you. You know what you want, she knows what you want, he knows what he wants, and both of you can grow together and build this relationship together and live happily ever after. That is more important. Finding the right person and knowing what you want is more important than just getting married early for getting married early's sake, right?
Thank you so much for listening. But before we continue, do you have a friend who is still single? Get them to scan this QR code with Wowwwz so they can get introduced to the love of their lives today. Just type WOWWZ and you can find us on the App Store or Play Store. You can change their lives today. So please, share this with them. It's free. Links and details can also be found in the description below. Thank you.
So being single at 30 is perfectly okay. You're still young. You're at the right age where you can just you know what you want and you can get to meet a lot of other people, right? And there are a lot of people that are around your age who are 30 who are still single. And there are also, of course, a lot of people who are younger than you who are looking for someone who is right for them. And you could be the person, right? Don't worry about that. We are building a graph right now. We are building this app called Wowwwz. And that's why I've sacrificed 10 years of my life trying to do this, to help people who are right for each other at the right time discover each other, get to know each other better, and hopefully build a relationship and live happily ever after. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. So don't worry if you're still single by 30, right? Meeting the right person is more important. If you manage to find the right person, life will be like heaven on earth. If you manage to find the wrong person, doesn't mean you won't get together. You would. Many people do. They got married, but your life will be a living hell because every single day you hate that person, but you're sleeping with a person. You're in the same house, you have the same mortgage, you have the same kids. That is a very sad situation to be in, and too many people are in situations like this. That's why there are broken families, there are unhappy families, families that always quarrel, and so on and so forth. It might not be a bad thing that you are still single by 30. At least you won't be part of that statistic of people who got divorced when they are early 30s, right? Make sure you find the right partner and keep searching. You will find them. Even if you don't use Wowwwz, meet new people that exist. You just need to find them and be in a position to be found, right? And so far, I mean, if you're 30 and you're still single, you're living your life, man. You're living your own life and enjoy that for as long as possible. And don't. One important point I want to make is that you are living for yourself. Not your parents, not your relatives, not your friends. Your friends getting married and your parents and your relatives wanting you to get married, it shouldn't affect you that much. You have the right to control your life. If you're not ready yet, just don't get married. If you haven't found the right person yet, don't get married as well. Make sure you really get married when you are ready. When you know what you want in life, you find someone that's right, can support your dreams, have similar life goals, and you want to spend the rest of your lives together with this person, right? Once you have found your soulmate, you have dated them enough to know them well enough, you share similar values and whatnot, then get married. Then you have a very happy life. If not, why get stuck in the marriage that you're not happy with, right? Don't do something that you're not ready to do just because your friends or your parents or relatives pressure you to do that. Or if you haven't found the right person yet, break up, have a talk, see whether you can work it out. If you cannot work it out, break up and move on. You'll be happier that way, you and the other person as well. Do not settle for the wrong person. Please do not settle for the wrong person. That's one of the biggest mistakes you can make in your life, right? Most people, our social circles are limited. So we just choose from whoever there is in our social circle. That person might not be good enough, but we hope that they will change. They won't. Chances are they won't. You're gonna ask yourself, as he is or she is right now, if nothing changes, are you okay with it? Right? If you're really okay with it, that's fine. But if not, don't settle for someone who's less than what you want, because you regret it, you might resent it, and you're basically in love with your partner's potential. It's one of the 8 types of relationships that won't work. You can go check that out. It's been 100% true until today, right? All based on real life stories and real case studies, right? It makes sense. Just think about it. It's actually common sense, right? And I know plenty of people who got married when they're 40, 30 years old, 40, 50 years old, and they're happily together. And we also recently matched with people who are 40 plus, right? And they got married and they're right for each other because they know what they want in life, and they finally found someone who can understand them intellectually, emotionally, and on so many levels, right? That's why don't worry if you're still single by 30. And if you have friends who have got babies and got married, you also know that when things happen, they happen very quickly. Don't worry you've been single all these years. It's fine. Just make sure you know what you want, and you keep looking, right? When you're ready and you meet the right person, it could be through Wowwwz or something else. I don't know, but when you meet the right person, you know. And when it happens, you get married, things can happen really quickly. You just ask someone who has kids right now, right? The kids will grow up so fast, right? Today he's just a toddler, and then after the next few days, wow, things can happen really quickly once it happens. So don't worry too much about that. Anything below 50 is still fine. 60 maybe is a bit too old. It's just about companionship. Kids is a different thing. Maybe on your second marriage or whatnot. But 30, 40, 50, that's not really a problem actually. And so make sure you find the right partner. It's fine to be single by 30. In fact, I know a lot of very successful people, right? A lot of successful people. Okay, there are guys and girls. I give you both examples, right? A lot of successful men I know who have built like multi-million, more than 10 to $100 million businesses, right? A lot of them actually regretted getting married too early, right? That's because if you have big ambitions and you want to start something, if you are not from a rich family or you're a first generation trying to change the world, build something of yourself, right? Starting a business is like having a baby. And these people, they are from a different generation where they think that you should 先成家后立业, in Chinese you say. So you first start a family, then only you build your career, right? Now that might make sense last time, but nowadays, it could work if you get married very early and then you build your career later on in life, but for a lot of people it doesn't work that way. So for these people, what happened was they got married very early in life with someone, and then they have kids, as normal. But that was also the time where they just started their business. Because of that, all their money is being poured into the business. They got no time to spend with their kids, no time to spend with their wife, right? And if you know kids, I have friends who have kids. In a few years, your kids will start growing up, and you only have that golden 3 to 4 years to enjoy as a baby. And until they are 12 years old onwards, right, then they will start to go to school. When they are a teenager, they won't care about you anymore. Not say they won't care about you. If you are not there for your first heartbreak, if you are not there for their first heartbreak, their first boyfriend or girlfriend or relationship problems or whatever, you're not going to get that time back. You get what I mean? If you were not there during the crucial growth stage of 0 to 12 years old, and you're busy building your business, you're not going to get that time back ever. And your emotional connection with them is just going to be different and never going to be the same, because they've been grown up, and when they're teenagers, they want their own space. They are not going to tell you everything because they have never told you about anything in their life so far, because you have been so busy building your business or building your career or whatever it is, right? When you are in your 40s, 50s or 60s and you have built a very successful business empire, you have all the money in the world that you want to do, you have all the time in the world, you can do whatever you want, you're still not going to get back that 10 years of time where your kids are growing up. right? And a lot of them, they are quite sad right now because their children, although they are from, because you are rich, right? Then they are rich because you give them money and whatnot, but there's no emotional connection there, right? They don't tell you anything about their lives. You try to connect with them, they've grown up, they're used to you not being there, and a lot of how to say a lot of misunderstandings happen because of that. And during the family outings, they don't talk. It's a very cold environment, and it's very sad because you missed out on all of that because not to say you got married too early, but you had kids too early, right? So it would be better if got married later after you have built a career or business. Then you have more time you can schedule your time. You have enough resources and whatnot to have more time to spend with your kids. You can pick them from school or whatnot, right? So it might not be what I'm trying to say is that it might not be a bad thing if you're still single by 30, right? If you're chasing a dream or building a business or whatnot, go for it. It's not too late to get married when you're 40 years old or 50 years old. It's fine. Now, some of you might be saying, okay, that's okay if you're a guy, but what if you're a girl, right? You need to have kids and whatnot. I know some very successful women who are still single by 40 are simply because they cannot find someone with the same intellectual level that can fulfill them, right? So, but they want kids, but it's fine. They just they just adopted kids, right? That's fine. Or they just find a surrogate dad or stuff like that for a sperm donor or things like that. So you can still have kids if you haven't found the right person. But I can tell you that you will, because with the technology we are building, it's possible. It's just harder, yes, but the person who is right for you is out there, and they are worth the wait. So don't worry about still being single by 30. It's alright. It's actually a perfect age where you have enough resources, you know what you want in life. All you need to do is, when you are ready, look for your partner, right? Use stuff like Wowwwz, Tinder, whatever. Of course, Wowwwz will be better because but of course we are very limited in resources because it's just me building it. But go for it, find the right life partner. Being the right person is more important than just being married for marriage's sake. So if you're still single by 30, don't worry, you will find the right person, right? Don't be pressured into marrying the wrong person. That's one of the worst things you can do. And it's not too late, right? There are a lot of things, there are many benefits to being still single by 30. And don't worry about it, right? It's a good thing. And when things happen, they happen really quickly. So don't worry, right? So if you are single and you're around 30 years old or older or whatnot, don't worry. Let us know in the comments what you feel about this video, whether you agree or disagree, what your worries are. Let us know, let's talk about it, so more people can know that they're not alone. If you have friends who are single and 30 years old, share this with them, encourage them, make them, don't worry, as long as you keep finding, you will find them. Today with technology, with so many things out there, you can do it, right? Make sure you find the right partner. Don't be pressured into marrying the wrong person. Trust me on that. You marry the wrong person, it'll be a living hell for you. It's better to be single that way, right? So leave a comment down below. Share this with your friends if you think they need to hear this, right? And subscribe, and someone will meet the love of their lives today. Hopefully, I hope you meet the love of your life as well. Thank you so much. See you in our next episode. Don't worry, single by 30 is good, right? Don't worry.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Do you agree on what I've just shared? If you have any thoughts or interesting stories to tell me, do let me know by leaving a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. The love of your life is probably your friend's friend right now, and we can introduce you to the 60,000 single guys or 60,000 single girls in your extended network through this graph that we have built. So if you are single or know anyone who is single, do share this with them and get them to scan this QR code right here to meet other amazing single people in KL. Or if you're in Singapore, you can scan this one. You can also scan the QR codes in the descriptions below to meet other working professionals, students, lawyers, accountants, and people who like the same things and think the same way as you. Lastly, remember to like, share, and subscribe so more people can find true love. Alright? If you want to know why I've dedicated the past 10 years of my life trying to build an app that can help everyone find true love, you can watch this video right here. Or read about my 10-year startup journey in the links below. Subscribe, and someone will meet the love of their lives today.